Welcome back to our mid-episode break, namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of Season 3 of The Mandalorian premiering, we're looking back at Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope Special Edition. Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope Special Edition is a 20th anniversary re-release of 1977's Star Wars with a digitally remastered image and sound, as well as additional scenes and changes to present the film in the way creator George Lucas intended it to be, until he changed it again during the 2004 DVD release, and again for the 2011 Blu-ray release. And then again in 2019 when Disney did the 4K restoration after purchasing Lucasfilm in 2015 and then 20th Century Fox in 2019 just so they could put the Fox fanfare back at the start of the films and something X-Men Fantastic Four, MCU, yada yada yada. The story revolves around the voice of the Joker, Indiana Jones, Jake's former fiancée he left at the altar in Blues Brothers, Doctor Who from the two 1960s Doctor Who movies, Colonel Nicholson from A Bridge Over the River Kwai, and the voice of Mufasa, partaking in a galactic civil war. Do you really not know the plot of the original Star Wars movie? Like, do I really need to spell it out? A whiny farm boy dreams about fighting the evil fascist empire while wanting to bang his sister while saving her with the guy who will actually bang his sister, and that guy's giant dog friend that only speaks in moans while his old wizard mentor fights the evil robot man and sacrifices himself so the others can all escape the giant death machine, only to attack the giant death machine with a bunch of tiny one-man fighters and end up blowing it up to save the day. Also, there's laser swords. Let's talk about what's important here. Han shot first. The special editions added some scenes back and altered or extended others. There are scenes with the Jawa sandcrawler in the beginning, there's digitally added stormtroopers riding dewbacks while looking for their droids, they removed the werewolf in the cantina bar, there's a long ride into and a view of Mos Eisley spaceport, and you can even see Dash Rendar's YT-2400 Outrider fly by. Then we see the most egregious change. When Greedo meets with Han Solo, he shoots an errant shot that Han's head digitally slides away from, so Han shoots Greedo in self-defense instead of cold blood and unprovoked like in the original cut of the film. This is followed by a new scene featuring a digital Jabba the Hutt talking to Han outside the Millennium Falcon, where Jabba was originally just a fat guy in a Viking suit. He is now the giant slug man we all know and love, which is why this scene wasn't originally included in the original cut of the film. There's a lot more flying shots of the Falcon, and the most famous shot, aside from Greedo's, is the scene of the X-Wings approaching the Death Star and putting their S-foils into attack position, and the subsequent dogfight that was cleaned up the best they could to remove any artifacts from the original cut of the film. Ben dies, Luke saves the day with the help of Han and the Force, Leia, Chewie, 3PO, and R2-D2 were there. And that's Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope Special Edition, in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less. Join us again next Tuesday for another Namely 90s Minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms. And most of the small ones, too. Please, share, subscribe, and do all the other YouTube things like bell ringing, share like, subscribes, that sort of stuff, and we'll catch you next time.